Got the reports, but we might have trouble. There was an odd man in leather armor at the inn. He was obviously interested in me, and the agent. Go ahead. Best if I stay here since he already saw me. Be careful.
I work in the mine.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
For crying out loud, what is it now? Wait. It's you! Holy Night Mother, it's really you! The listener! Apologies, listener. It's just when I heard of the business at the sanctuary, I feared the worst for the Brotherhood. Must have been before you joined. Yep, I'm former Brotherhood. Abandon you? I was practically cast out. Me and my buddies were all blamed for botching those strings of missions a while back. Don't know if you've ever heard of them Ashen women with a tendency to stick their fingers into our business. Every single damn mission. They showed up, stole our kill, gold, whatever. And we were all freshly inducted into the Brotherhood. Poor sobs who barely killed a couple of mercs before we started going after the big contracts. All of us were kicked out for such pathetic attempts at fulfilling our duties. They didn't believe a word we said. Can you believe it? The hottest women this side of Tamriel beat us to the punch. Oh, don't go telling that story around the taverns. Sure do. Ever seen an Ashen without a katana and a dagger down her boots? Didn't think so. Why do you ask? Been looking at her too? Yeah, that's how we do it. Infiltrate their ranks and bring them down from within. Whatever you say, but if you change your mind, you know where to find me. Just ask for Dimitri. I can get my entire crew ready within days.
A legend we all know.
Remember, friend, when the entire world seems to have turned against you, you are not alone. Hey, barkeeper, another drink. I'm dying of thirst over here.
Believe, believe, the Dragonborn comes.
Did you figure out why he was so curious? Okay, that's what I thought. Assuming he's not lying, I doubt he has any affiliations with the Heroes or Purity. We should get going. The way back will be a lot more eventful, with a possible ambush. Remember to stay alert.
Let's hit the road. Keep your eyes peeled for shady characters. What? What? I can't hear you. Speak up so those Purity fellows can hear too. Let's have a party. No. Really? Bye-bye.
Commander? Yes. I take it you're going to ask about Misha. They must. The consequences would be enormous if they found out you were her killer, and I obliged. It was years ago, when I was still in training. My performance caught the attention of Freya. She offered to become my personal instructor. I'd heard rumors of her rigorous training exercises from my sisters. None were detailed enough to give me an idea of what to expect. I accepted. It wasn't long before I met her other students. Aradarum, Elda, Misha. There were others. Many perished at Pasarath, but these three were the ones that I grew closest to. Our lessons were very basic to begin with, but they evolved to become more complex and demanding. When we were finally given missions, Freya's true colors were shown. She tortured our targets, made them suffer needlessly to get information we could have easily gotten without violence. It wasn't long before she ordered us to do the same. I refused. In return, I was mocked by the same students that I had learned to call sisters. I was called weak and pathetic, unworthy. All except Misha. She was the one person who stayed silent, and the only one who provided comfort. I chose to stay, even as the insults and punishment for disobeying orders grew more severe. One day, Freya took us to Winterhold for what was supposed to be a routine training exercise. Disgusting acts upon one another. That's all you have to know. More determined than ever, I stood my ground. Freya's tolerance finally broke. She grabbed me by the neck and threw me to the ground. A barrage of punches and kicks followed. All she could do was laugh hysterically. I almost lost consciousness. When it was finally over, I got up to face Freya. She grinned. Before I could decide whether I was willing to sacrifice my life to kill this woman, I heard a whisper behind me. Lilith, you're a disgrace. I should have known. Misha had eventually reduced her contact with me until it became non-existent. That sentence confirmed everything. She was no longer a friend. She had become another casualty of Freya's teachings. So I turned around and set out to end her life. I got on top of her and gouged out her eyes. Screams. Freya started laughing. I stopped and realized what I was doing. I was in shock. Freya congratulated me for finally fulfilling the very first order she had given all of us. Torture another being. Misha's screams had alerted the guards. We had no choice but to abandon her. It was several weeks before she showed up at the palace. She had escaped from jail and made her trek by foot, blind, bloody, and naked. Freya was elated to see her student again. All I could feel was shame. I left Freya's group and returned to resume my original training. I haven't spoken to Misha since. You're right. Thanks to you, her suffering is at an end. I could have left Serenity Sirens after the incident, but I didn't, even though I disagreed with everything Freya put me through. I chose to stay. It would have been selfish of me otherwise. Our order was born out of a man's hope to save his family, and to destroy the evil that was infecting the world. How could I abandon a cause like that? I showed you at Winterhold why we choose to fight. Our methods might not be the same, but we are all sisters, fighting for something we can believe in. But you, what are you fighting for? The Dragonborn, the Slayer of Alduin, and the Savior of Nirn. Your destiny has been fulfilled. So why do you continue to fight? the Pinder daughter. Yet she has chosen to fight as well, refusing to let you take the responsibility of being her guardian. Commander, do you like her? And when there is nothing left to fight, what do you plan on doing with the rest of your life? Then I hope you don't fade into obscurity, like all those who came before you. I don't know. Marcus promised us that we would all be free when purity was removed from the world. That all sirens would be welcome to live in Jonesstead, where we could live out the rest of our lives in peace. But he's dead. Matari has never spoken to us of the future, and none of us have really cared. She's like a mother to some of us. Her presence gives some of us hope that everything will be all right, no matter the outcome. Disbanding Serenity Sirens after the war was Marcus's plan. With Matari, I think she wants to keep the order intact so we can all be together. Did I? Sorry, I misspoke. The truth is, I'm just as curious about our fate as you are. Understood. You should get some rest before we make our way to Checkpoint 4. Wait. Here. It's a necklace I've carried around since I left Akavir. Give it to Kasha. A gift from you to her. Because we're all afraid.
What happened? The ride back is going to be terrible for me. Let's go. All right.
A trap.
But why here? When checkpoint 4 is just up ahead. Relax.
Come, but keep your weapon drawn. Let him make no sudden movements.
Oh, kind young lass, have mercy on a pitiful man.
Keep your hands where we can see them.
But what reason would I have to harm such noble souls?
Are you really expecting us to fall for your charade, Purity?
No, I expect you to fall for this.
Report.
I knocked this guy outright when he was about to kill Talia. Nice invisibility spell. Too bad you rogues give off a glint. 200 years and you still haven't learned.
Thanks, Sammy. I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
Good work, all of you. Alare, are you fine?
Fine.
It seems we have this man in our hands now. Good thing we left the hero behind at checkpoint 2. A purity prisoner is far more valuable.
You've gained nothing. In fact, I believe you've lost more today than you know. How fare the sirens that you visited one by one on your way here? Do you realize our lack of concern of reinforcements coming to your aid is more than just confidence?
Did your mother never teach you when to shut up?
Stop. We'll find out ourselves if what he says is true. We'll be passing by checkpoint 4 on the way back to the palace. We can confirm whether this man's reports are true, judging by what we find. Either way, we need to leave immediately. Alert Trisha. The rest of you mount up. I'll follow you on foot.
Euphoria Palace. You hide behind the walls that we built.
Look!
Yet we are the only reason you exist.
We exist to fight you.
Is that so? Amusing that you remain so ignorant of your purpose.
What do you mean?
Well, that would be telling. And as your superior should know, truth kills. All of you, hear me. Do not allow yourself to be led to slaughter fighting for a lie. What has she promised you? Liberty? Salvation? Resist temptation. Denounce your creed.
Is this a joke?
Let him speak.
We know the only means to victory. But do any of you have what it takes? I see a woman, blinded by her past, who can no longer see the future. Warriors who know only the ways of the sword. A pitiful mage. A drunk.
Hey!
And you, a so-called hero adoringly praised by her followers, and vehemently cursed by those who aren't so easily swayed by childish portrayals of an infallible being. Like all who came before, you equate victory with survival and peace, defeating one threat to this world after another. Do you not think there are consequences? You are not delaying anything. You are only making it stronger. I ask you again. Do any of you have what it takes to purify the world so it can be made whole again? The road to your salvation is not through survival, but destruction. Only then will all be right in the world.
Easy there, Prophet. Or you might go hoarse.
Just if it makes you feel better. None of you will be laughing when the land quakes beneath you, and there will be nothing to do but fall. Bitter about what I said. Your threats are meaningless. Death awaits in the next room. I sense it already. One of them came to you. A holy matron. Did the nymphomaniac gather the strength to speak in between her bouts of idiocy? Seems she caught one of the beasts on her off day. Quell your impatience. Death will come for you too soon enough. Do you really want to know? I believe the Observer would have discussed this with you already. If you want to play this little game of pretend, then so be it. You will fail because you don't have the key to stopping Watari. We do. Death. To truly cleanse this world, you will need to restart from the beginning. The dragons were set to do that, but you defeated them. Unfortunate that you traded them for our solution. There would have been less suffering otherwise. Eurosep wasn't our decision. Like the good puppets we were, we followed orders. Promises of utopia are all you need to bring even the greatest people to fall. Serenity's sirens and Project Purity share the same mother. Deceit. A cruel mother that you'll have the misfortune of meeting very soon. If you haven't already. But you already know the death of every living being. You can't do it, can you? The more I say, the more of you that will be lost to her. But chin up, lass. We can always rebuild. Time for me to go and face the siren's music. Do you hear it? It's beautiful. She finally figured out how to move a statue. How appropriate that I'll die beneath the Argonian that followed our old mantra to the very end. One last insult, is it? Damn you, Mother. Damn you.
Here, take that, you fiend.
Freya!
Easy there, saber kitten. Haven't you heard? We don't take prisoners. Especially those from Purity.
We needed him alive!
Oh no. What are you going to do?
Forget it. We need to speak with Trisha immediately.
Oh, about the attacks. Go on ahead. I need to clean up the mess this guy made. How typical. Come to give me a scolding? Was he any good to us alive? Besides, I'm not in the mood for interrogations right now. Maybe next mission. Speaking of missions, how was yours? Did you get to meet my friend? That's right, you met her. They're not telling me anything. I hope she wasn't killed. It would be such a shame after everything she's gone through.